Hello everyone, welcome to Ra Biology classes. In my last lecture, guys, we completed our double circulation topic. So in this lecture, today we starts with cardiac cycle. So the guy starts the cardiac cycle. Firstly, we define the cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle consists one heartbeat or one cycle of contraction and relaxation of our cardiac muscles. Simply in cardiac cycle, our heart cardiac muscles are contract or relax. So during heartbeat, there is a contraction and relaxation of our arterial and ventricles. In simple words, we define the cardiac cycle. There is a contraction and relaxation of our arteries and ventricle. So today we all know about this lecture that how the two sounds of our heart, lubb and dub, produce. When our doctor use the stethoscope, during this there is a lubb and dub, two sounds are produced. So let's guys, we start the cardiac cycle. So I was explained that the cardiac cycle involves the contraction and relaxation. So firstly, we know the meaning of and relaxation. Contraction means the systole and relaxation means diastole. So when we study the cardiac cycle, the two words we use is systole and diastole. So in cardiac cycle, there is a three stages. First is arterial systole, second ventricular systole, and third is joint complete cardiac diastole. So in first we all know that our heart beats in 1 minute. Our heart beats in 1 minute 72 times. So in 1 minute consists 60 seconds. So one cardiac cycle completed in 72 by 60 is 0.8 seconds. So one cardiac cycle completed in 0.8 second, within 0.8 second. So there is a diagram of our cardiac cycle. We draw that there is a three stages. First is arterial systole. Second is ventricular systole. And third one is joint diastole. So guys, one cardiac cycle, as we all know that, completed in 0.8 seconds. So the timing of arterial systole, when our arteries systole, arteries contract, completes in contraction complete in 0.1 second. Ventricular systole complete in 0.3 seconds. And the joint diastole complete in 0.4 seconds. This is the graphical representation over all the three stages. So first we discuss one by one all these three stages. First is arterial systole. So guys, in arterial systole, in simple words, we define the arterial systole is that during arterial systole, there is a contraction of our arteries, both right artery and left artery. Both are contract simultaneously. This stage is known as arterial systole. So at this stage, both arteries arteries are both right and left arterial contract simultaneously. Okay, both the arteries right and left contract simultaneously. There is a rough diagram. Right artery, left artery. Right ventricle, left ventricle. So, when both right artery and left artery contract, the stage is known as atrial systole. This stage is completed within 0.1 second. The duration of this stage is 0.1 seconds. Both are contract simultaneously. दोनों arteries आपकी एक साथ contract होती है और ये contraction stimulate किया जाता है by our SA nodes. This contraction atrial systole stimulated by SA node. This SA node is also known as pacemaker. Okay, when the SA node, this SA node is present where? Our right arteries. This SA node stimulates our right artery and the left artery to show the contraction. So, when both these arteries contract, they fill 30% of, there is a filling of ventricles. कितनी fill होगी? 30% only. During atrial systole, जब आपकी both the arteries contract होंगी, only 30% of ventricles are filled with the blood. The filling, during this filling, there is an opening of AV valves. Our AV valves are tricuspid and bicuspid. Both the valves which are present in the right artery and left artery, both the valves are open. During the opening of these valves, due to the opening of these valves, our ventricles are filled 30% due to the atrial contraction. So this is all about our atrial systole. There is duration is 0.1 second. Both arteries simultaneously contract, fill our ventricles 30% AV valves due to the opening of AV valves. So guys, the second stage is ventricular systole. अब आपकी ventricles contraction show करेंगी. So let's study the ventricular systole or our second stage of cardiac cycle. Second is our ventricular systole. As similar to the atrial, when both the during ventricular systole, there is the contraction of both the ventricles, right ventricle and left ventricle. So during the atrial systole, the contraction of right and left, there is a contraction of both ventricles. During contraction of these both the ventricles, there is a closure of our AV valves. Closing of our AV valves. Due to the closing of these AV valves, atrial ventricular valves, the first heart sound produce called lubb. क्या कहेंगे फर्स्ट हार्ट साउंड को? लब. अब आपकी जब वेंट्रिकल्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होंगी तो आपकी जो आर्टरीज हैं वो आर्टरीज के अंदर जो आपके एवी वॉल्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं, हियर आवर एवी वॉल्स आर प्रेजेंट. AV valves. Due to the contraction of our arteries, ventricles, our AV valves close. They produce due to closing of these AV valves. The first sound of heart is produced called lubb. Why these AV valves close? Closing of these AV valves is required to prevent the backflow of the blood. To prevent backflow of blood from ventricles to arteries. ओके अब आपके वेंट्रिकल से ब्लड का आर्टरीज में जाने के लिए प्रिवेंट करने के लिए एवी वॉल्स को क्लोज किया जाता है. ओके बट देयर इज ए सेमिल्यूमिनर वॉल्स प्रेजेंस हियर. दीज आर सेमिल्यूमिनर वॉल्स at the end of both the ventricles. So first we discuss about the time duration of ventricular systole is 0.3 second. The duration is 0.3 second. Here there is a temporary stage come which we call that isovolumetric contraction. During the stage both the walls are closed and the ventricles there is a high pressure are generated. Due to this high pressure, now our semiluminar walls open. So there is a temporary stage called isovolumetric stage. Contraction. Okay. At this stage, both the walls close, and due to the closing of these walls, there is a pressure generated after these are semiluminar walls open and the blood come in our aorta and the pulmonary veins. So this is our temporary stage. Now, the most important point we discuss here is that ventricular systole occurred due to our stimulation of our AV walls, AV nodes. Sorry. Okay. So next is our joint diastole. So the next stage or the last stage is joint diastole. Joint diastole. During the joint diastole, both our arteries and ventricles are in relaxing stage. Both our arteries and ventricles in relaxation stage. Okay. At this stage, our both arteries और ventricle, आपके दोनों arteries और दोनों ventricles जो होती है वो relaxation stage पे होती है. And this stage, our ventricles are filled 70%. 30% कहाँ फिलिंग हो रही थी वेंट्रिकल्स की? जब आपकी आर्टियल सिस्टोल थी, आर्टरीज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो रही थी. अब when both are in relaxation stage, our ventricles are 70% filled with the blood, and this stage is completed within 0.4 seconds. The joint diastole completed in 0.4 seconds. So this is all about our cardiac cycle. First we discuss about the arterial systole. This is complete in 0.1 second. During this arterial systole, both the arteries contract. This contraction is due to the SA nodes which are present in your right arteries. These SA nodes give the signal to our ventricle with the help of bundle of His and Purkinje fibers. These bundle of His and Purkinje fibers show the second stage called ventricular systole. ये क्या करेंगे, आपके ventricles का contraction show करेंगे. अब ventricles के contraction के दौरान एक temporary stage आती है which we call that isovolumetric contraction. This during the stage both the walls are closed. When the joint diastole, the third stage is joint diastole. During the stage, our arteries and ventricles both are in relaxation stage, and there is a second sound is produced due to the closing of our semilunar walls. Here, closing of our semilunar walls. The closing of these walls produce our second heart sound called dub. So there is two heart sounds, lubb and dub. Both these are produced, first produced by our closing of AV walls, and the second is produced by closing of our semilunar walls. So this is all about our cardiac cycle, which is completed in 0.8 seconds. So guys, in my last lecture, I was continuing with our lubb and dub sound discussed in detail with the difference in both the sounds. So thank you so much for hearing. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Bye. See you soon.